Where are all of your clients and customers? Chances are they are right in front of you, but without a sales system in place to intentionally guide them towards your offer, they're going to have a hell of a time finding their way there. So in this video, I'm helping you create a sales funnel, even if you are way too busy to create one. Empire Builders, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Haley, a content and sales funnel strategist, helping you create more purposeful, profitable, and productive content too. So if that sounds like something you're looking for, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below this video for more value-packed videos just like this one every single Monday. We have to start here. What is a sales funnel? So there is a lot of people who hate the term sales funnel, and there is a lot of people who love the term sales funnel. So it's an either or situation, but it doesn't have to be so black and white, because chances are, even if you have an aversion to that term, you are using some kind of sales funnel already in your business, or have something in place, or would want to have something in place. I actually prefer the term sales system because there's so much more that goes into that buying process and that sales process that the term sales funnel just doesn't really cut it. But for the purposes of us all being on the same page, we can think of it as a sales funnel. And at the end of the day, your sales funnel is a vehicle for transforming your website traffic into leads, so people onto your email list, and then into customers for your business. So that is the most traditional definition of a sales funnel when it comes to email marketing. It's a very intentional way of using your content to sell for you. And you are in the driver's seat and you get to design the journey. So if you think of sales funnel and you think spammy, bro marketing, it doesn't have to be that way, because you get to design it any way you want, and you can infuse your brand into it to give a real experience of what it is like to work with you. And that is what we want to do. We want to make sure that you are not carrying in any baggage when it comes to sales funnels, because you get to design it any way you want. And if you're in business, you have to have some kind of sales system in place in order to make sales on a regular basis. Let's talk about why to even bother with the sales funnel. So maybe things are going okay. Maybe you don't actually have a sales funnel in place and you're making sales here or there, you're getting referrals, and yeah, that's great. But when it comes to a sales funnel, I think if you are creating content on a regular basis, if you're showing up on social media, if you're doing this new Clubhouse thing, if you are doing all these things with content and marketing, having a sales funnel in place is the thing that gives a purpose to all of those activities that you are doing. So without it in place, there's no real point to doing content. There's no real point to doing social media if you don't have something set up in the back end to guide people through, to guide people to your paid offers. I think of sales funnels as a way to really engage my people, to nurture them, to educate them, to give them all the information that they need in a totally free way, in a way that builds trust, but also invites them, if they're ready, if they want to, in an ethical way, to take the next step with my paid offers. It intentionally guides them through a journey, so they're not just getting bits and pieces here, but I'm able to really craft that experience from start to finish. And by doing this in an automated way, it saves you the time from doing the heavy lifting of having to do that one-on-one with every single person, right? So it's just a way of saving you a ton of legwork. And so all this stuff is set up in the back end, so you don't need to set it up every single time, figure it out every single time, every time you have a new lead come around. And it runs in the background. It runs 24/7. So it allows you to sell also to people in other parts of the world or other time zones. So it just helps you be 24/7 in your business, even though you can't be 24/7 in your business. And I think that it really gets you paid for building your email list. So when you have a sales system in place, it is selling for you, which pays you to build your email list. So if you're using paid ads, it can pay for those leads on the back end, which helps you build your community, which helps you build your audience, which helps you build your business at the end of the day. When it comes to sales funnels, I actually have a little bit of a unique approach from other people, and that is because I build it in layers. And one of the reasons that I do this is so that you don't need to build the entire thing at once, but also when we're thinking about your sales funnel, we're not thinking of it as this huge, massive thing. We're thinking of it in different layers. And there are three main layers that I start with when building a sales funnel. So layer one is your freebie system. So we want to think about the freebie layer, and this is everything involved with that lead magnet, whether whether it's a PDF or a quiz or a webinar, that is like the actual thing, the freebie that people are signing up for, but also the opt-in page and the welcome email that delivers it to them. So that is your freebie system. And what's great about that is even if you only have time to set up your freebie system, you can do that. You don't need to have every other piece of the funnel, but you can start there. Then layer 2, once you have that freebie system in place, we want to actually write your email sequence. So we want to think about the offer system. We want to think about how this free thing relates to our paid offer and how we're going to take them from free thing to paid thing. So what is that journey going to look like? So this usually includes like your sales page, your checkout system. This includes those email sequences, that special offer. So all of those pieces that get them from point A to point B, point A being your freebie and point B being your paid offer, where you want them to end up. And then layer 3 is your traffic system. So just because we built this great funnel, we have the freebie system, we have the offer system, how are we actually going to get people there? And that is where your traffic strategy comes into play. So we need a system for getting people to the top of that funnel so that you have consistent people and consistent traffic going through it. This is where I see a lot of people go wrong. They maybe build a funnel, but they don't think about the traffic component. And so they think their funnel is broken when really it is, you're not driving anyone there. It has no opportunity to work. It has no opportunity to show you what it's made of. And so a traffic system is such a crucial component that I see a lot of people really overlook when it comes to launching their sales funnels and ultimately throwing them out because they think they don't work when they have something really great there or the bones of something really great. So beyond just understanding that it's built in those 3 layers, I want to give you a few tips here that you can use to get started on your sales funnel and build your sales funnel, even if you're super, super busy. So tip number 1 is to start by mapping it out. So we want to start here. So when I talk about the layers, and I have some funnel mapping sheets below this video, so you can go and download them from the blog post that is linked there. I want you to start with a map and start with the plan of your sales funnel, because without that in place, you're not really going to know where you're going. So even if you're not going to build the offer system right away, or you're not going to build the other pieces right away, we still want to know what that's going to look like. So it's always going to start with that strategy, because that can act as a checklist that you can check things off as you go. But it also, here's another, it flows into tip number 2, is to repurpose wherever possible. So the busy business owner's best friend when it comes to building a sales funnel is repurposing. So likely you have freebies, you have blog posts, you have emails that you can reuse and repurpose in the sales funnel. Might need to do a little tweaking of them, but the key to mapping it out, so when we go back to step number 1 and you're mapping out that sales funnel, it gives you that opportunity to think about, what do I already have? What do I already have that could fit here that would save me from having to write something or create something from scratch? So repurpose wherever possible. Then tip number 3 is to recognize that you don't need to build it all at once. So the reason I break it down into layers is so that you can build it piece by piece. So you can start with that freebie layer, get that set up, then move to your offer layer, then your traffic system. So you can take it step by step, even if it takes you a few months to get it all together. So you can set it up step by step. One of the hesitations that I get from people is with this approach, like they think they need to have everything ready before they launch it, is that they worry about, what if I attract all these people in my freebie and I get a bunch of people signing up and then I have nothing to follow up with? The beautiful thing about them joining your email list is once you do have that offer system ready, you can move them into that sequence. That can be your testing protocol, which is one of the features of my package, Your Profitable Funnel, as a way of dry running your funnel and testing your funnel before you put paid ads behind it. So you can add them when that thing is ready and just add them manually to the sequence. So even if you have to make some adjustments to that first email, so it's not thank you for signing up right now, and you can be more like reminding them of this free gift that they signed up for. Tip number 4 is for my procrastinators. Aim for B+ work. And I know that's going to be really hard for you because it's very, very hard for me. And so when you are building your own sales funnel, when you're building your own content or creating your content or anything like that, writing sales emails, anything in your business, but especially a sales funnel, because it is so big, there is no such thing as a perfect funnel. I wish there was. But a lot of times we don't know how something is going to work until you get it out there, until you launch it and have people running through it. And so don't pressure yourself. Don't take the time to create A+ work, because there's no such thing as A+ work here. You need to get it out there and you need to run people through it in order to make it an A+ funnel, but it's going to take like getting over yourself and getting it out there. So aim for B+ work. All right. So tip number 5 is know that time spent now will save time later on. So I think that's really helpful when you're really busy, when it feels like, oh my gosh, this is the last thing that I should be working on. I have client work. I have all these things that are like pulling at my attention that seem of higher importance, seem of like higher urgency, and they might be higher urgency, but they are definitely not more important. So make sure that you recognize that by spending time on this system, it is going to save you boatloads of time later on. You're not going to need to reinvent the wheel every time you have a new lead to sell to them, but you're going to have this system running in the background doing that work for you in a way that you have really thoughtfully designed from start to finish. So it does a better job than you could even reinventing it every single time, and it creates a consistent branded experience no matter how busy you are. So this is true with any system, right? So time spent now developing those systems is going to save you time later on. So are you ready to take the next step? Are you ready to build your sales funnel? So give this video a like if you are working on your sales funnel, and also let me know in the comment which part of the system you're going to start with. Is it going to be that freebie system? Is it going to be the offer system or the traffic system? Maybe you already have pieces created and it's just really one piece that you need to focus on. So if you want more videos just like this one, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below this video for more value-packed videos just like this one every single Monday.